There's so many firsts, lasts, and in-betweens. We're certainly not the last class to get a smile and a kiss from Bruiser walking across campus. We are never going to be the last class to begin our college careers by serving our local community and pursuing our passions. Above all else, come hell or high water, we will never be the last class to come to Adrian College and find a motivated and supportive community of students, faculty, and staff, and leave with the skills and tools needed to be inspiring industry leaders and professionals with high hopes and dreams for our bright futures ahead. The people and the experiences that we are most grateful for are the ones that will continue us on this upward path for the rest of our lives. In the spirit of gratitude, thank you to my fellow classmates for being a part of this community with me. Whether we spent most of these moments together or barely crossed paths, you contributed your gifts and talents to continue the legacy of this incredible community. Thank you for prioritizing the preservation of the Adrian College experience and for continually seeking to develop the institution's ability to develop both the knowledge in our heads and the care in our hearts.
Thank you to the roommates, friends, teammates, and peers who, although we have only known each other for 4 years, it seems impossible to think about being surrounded by anyone else in the coming weeks. We celebrated each other's accomplishments, became each other's biggest cheerleaders, and never let each other struggle alone. College has been called the most formative years of our lives, but I can say for certain that these last 4 years have included both the most amazing and most difficult moments of my life. One constant, however, is the support of my friends through it all. It is impossible to thank everyone who makes up our AC family. Together, you have each played an integral role in helping us achieve this momentous milestone.
And you be proud to be a graduate of Adrian College. It's a good day to be a Bulldog. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2023.
Today's students on the threshold of a magical time in your life, a time of significant growth and introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and opportunity. A time when you will always look back at and say, you know what? Those were incredibly special years. Never experienced before I arrived and never replicated after you leave college.
Spartans leadership today. Years of commitment to harnessing the power of creativity, ingenuity, community, and academic excellence.
I believe that if you get your degree, the world is going to feel like it's shrinking.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Nicolay Field for Game 2 of this doubleheader series of Adrian College Club Baseball. As your Bulldogs once again will take on Michigan State, the Spartans. I am Forrest Vernier on play-by-play, and joining me here on ACTV is the director, Gino Capacchione. Pitching today for your Adrian College Bulldogs is Jack Florig, who has recently been named the Pitcher of the Week. Congratulations to him. And starting things off for the Spartans will be Caleb Tuttle playing left field, followed by Lucas Powell playing shortstop, Aiden Tefelsky catching, Evan Berger playing first base, Nathan Kane playing center field, Timothy Cooney as Michigan State won game one. I believe it was 9-6, right, Gino? Thank you. And here we go in game two. The first pitch from Jack Florig to Caleb Tuttle is in there for strike one, and we are underway. 0-1 on Caleb Tuttle. That is low and inside. A ball and one strike. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Tuttle swings and fouls it away, as it's going to end up in the parking lot. Just the start of things on a cold but sunny day here in Adrian. The 1-2. And that's going to go over the head of Jesse Levea, the shortstop, as the Spartans have a leadoff single to start game two. And now Lucas Powell will take his first at-bat in game two. Tuttle leads from first. First pitch to Powell is a called strike. The 0-1. And that's high, and the count is even at 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Powell takes strike two. As Caleb Tuttle leads from first. 1-2. Look out. That's another foul. It hits the net. A ball and two strikes on Powell. Florig gets set, checks Tuttle. And home plate umpire calls time. Again, the 1-2 pitch. There's a ground ball to third base. They'll get one. That was a good play by Jake Sakanis for the first out of the inning. But Powell will reach first. One out here in the first inning as the Spartan catcher, Aiden Tefelsky, taking his first at-bat in game two. Ground ball, that's a base hit. Second hit of the inning for the Spartans, as they will have runners at first and second with only one out, with Evan Berger coming up. Berger plays first base for the Spartans. As Michigan State has something going here. And a base hit could give them an early lead. First pitch to Berger. That's low and outside, ball 1. Evan Berger is a junior from Canton, Michigan, graduated from Plymouth High School. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And that's high, ball 2 from Florig. Two 2-0 on Berger. But Florig checks Powell at second base. It's Powell taking a good lead off. Here's the 2-0 pitch. 3-0, and Florig seems to be struggling at finding the strike zone. Three and 0 on Berger. That's in there with that fastball for strike 1. 3-1 on Berger. 1 out, runners at first and second. The 3-1. And he lost him, ball 4. And the bases will be loaded for Michigan State with only 1 out. Now Nathan Kane, the center fielder. Kane is a junior, also from Canton, Michigan. And he also graduated from Plymouth High School. Kane swings and misses, strike 1. Good pitch thrown by Florig. But the bases are loaded for Michigan State. Only 1 out. 0-1 to Kane. In there for strike 2. Timothy Cooney waiting on deck. He will be next. 0-2 on Kane. That's a little bit high for ball 1. One and 2. That's outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Kane. As the home plate umpire shows the count. And it looks like we're going to get a mound visit as the catcher, Damon Harris, wants to talk to Jack Florig. Only 1 out here in the top of the first inning. No score yet, as Nathan Kane has had a good at-bat. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Florig. And that is low, ball 3. Full count now on Kane. 3-2 from Florig. And that's a little chopper right back to Florig. And they'll get the force as Lucas Powell is thrown out at home. That's a smart play from Jack Florig, getting the runner out at the plate to prevent him from scoring. But the bases will still be loaded as Kane will still reach first. His next up is Timothy Cooney, the junior from White Lake, Michigan. First pitch to him is check swing, strike 1. That's ball 1 on Cooney. One and 1 on Cooney. That is way high. 2 balls and a strike on Timothy Cooney. Two and 1. That's way outside. 3 balls and a strike on Cooney. So Florig will have to throw a strike. 3-1 on Cooney. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Bases loaded, 2 out. 3-2 on Cooney. Swing and a foul, out of play. Still 3-2 on Cooney. Bases are loaded. Runners will be on the move with 2 outs. 3-2 again on Cooney. That is caught by Florig on a comebacker. As he gets out of trouble in the top of the first inning as we go to the bottom of the first inning. No score so far with only 2 hits and no errors. And the Bulldogs will be coming up to bat. But before we go to break, let's take a look at the replay. As that was a quick play made by Florig. As now we're going to take a quick break here. No score as we go to the bottom of the first inning. And here we go, as now we're at the bottom of the first inning. No score so far as Jack Florig got out of a bases-loaded jam with only 1 out and made 2 good plays of his own. As pitching for the Michigan State Spartans is Charles Branch. Branch is a junior from Muskegon, Michigan, graduated from North Muskegon High School. As he will be facing Brock Hudick, Jesse Liva, Jack Whitehead to start things off in the bottom of the first. Also in the lineup for the Bulldogs, Connor Davies, the first baseman, Elijah Holst, the right fielder, Luke Pope, the designated hitter, and Stephen Amatries, the second baseman, Damon Harris, the catcher, Jake Sakanis, the shortstop, leading things off for the Bulldogs will be Brock Hudick. As Branch and Tefelsky putting together their last-minute plans before they get going here. And here we go, the first pitch from Charles Branch. As Hudick shows bunt, but it's ball 1. 1-0. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes on Hudick, the center fielder for the Bulldogs. Here's the 2-0 pitch from Branch. And that's low. As the wind is starting to blow a little bit. That's in there on the outside corner for a called strike. Here's the 3-1 on Hudick. And he lost him, ball 4. And the Bulldogs will have a runner to lead things off. And next up is Jesse Liva. Hudick takes the lead from first base. First pitch from Branch. And that's high, ball 1. Hudick takes a good lead from first. And Hudick's going. Tefelsky's throw is not in time. A stolen base for Brock Hudick as he is now in scoring position. Not a bad throw from Tefelsky. But Hudick shows his speed as he now leads from second. 2-0. Look out. That's a foul ball. It hits the net. Two balls and a strike now on Liva. Two and one. And for the second batter in a row, Branch now has a 3-1 count. Three and one. And that's going to be back-to-back walks for Charles Branch. And the Bulldogs will have runners at first and second with nobody out. No hits for Adrian College as both of their base runners have been from walks. First pitch to Jack Whitehead is ball 1. That's in there for a called strike. On the inside corner and close to the bottom of the box. A ball and one strike on Whitehead. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, but that's ball 2 from Branch. Bottom of the first, 2 and 1. And that's ball 3. And for the third batter in a row, it has been a 3-1 count. Bottom of the first as Hudick leads from second. Liva from first. 3 and 1 on Whitehead. Ball 4, and that is 3 consecutive walks for Charles Branch, as the bases will be loaded for Connor Davies. For those of you that are just joining, I am Forrest Vernier on play-by-play. Gino Capacchione is directing. As he's also enjoying the 10-piece chicken nugget meal from McDonald's. And no, McDonald's is not a sponsor for today's game. As the Bulldogs have the bases loaded in the bottom of the first, as Connor Davies will take his first step bat in game 2. And Davies hits a foul ball down the third base line. Hudick at third, and Liva at second, Whitehead at first. As all 3 runners have been walked. 0-1. Slow breaking ball in there for strike 2. 0-2. Breaking ball misses outside. Connor Davies takes ball 2. Davies recently was named the Position Player of the Week. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Davies hits a ground ball foul down the first base line. As that is picked up by the first base coach. Bases loaded, nobody out. 2-2 on Davies. And that is ball 3. Three and 2 to Davies. Got him swinging. That is the first strikeout of the day. And that's going to bounce in. As Branch gets his first strikeout of the day. That's in there for strike 1 on Elijah Holst, the right fielder for the Bulldogs. Only 1 out, as Adrian College still has a chance to score. That is a chopper foul. A ball and 2 strikes on Holst. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And down goes Holst. Back-to-back strikeouts now for Branch. As Branch has gone from loading the bases to striking out 2 consecutive batters, as Luke Pope, the designated hitter, will now bat with the bases loaded with 2 outs for the Bulldogs. And if Pope shall reach, Amatry waits his turn on deck. As the count is now 1-1 on Pope. One pitch. And that is going to be a base hit to right center. Hudick will score. Here comes Liva rounding third, and he will score as the throw is not in time. 2-0 Bulldogs. And we're going to take a look at this one again. That was a good hit from Pope. As Pope has a 2-run single to make it 2-0 Adrian College. As now we have runners at the corners with 2 outs. As now Amatry swings and misses for strike 1. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Amatry. That is strike 2. And if Amatry shall reach, the catcher Damon Harris is on deck as Amatry strikes out swinging to end the inning. Branch gives up 2 runs but still strikes out the side as we go to the top of the second inning.
My buddy in high school, he can pitch a consistent 102. The coach just made him to practice so much that he just threw his elbow out. And Forrest, we are back. Go.
Here we are at the top of the second inning. As earlier in the bottom of the first, the Bulldogs scored 2 runs on a 2 RBI single from Luke Pope. As he got that done with the bases loaded. As Jack Flora gets back to work. And that's going to get away from Harris. As that's a pop-up, and that's going to go out of play. As the 1-1 count is now 2-1 from Jack Florig. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Called, strike 3. As Florig gets his first strikeout of the day. Is now the DH for the Spartans will take his first at bat here in game 2. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Florig. Strike 1. Here's the 1-1 from Florig. Swinging a high pop-up in foul territory. Will it stay in play? It does, but it drops. That'll be strike 2. On Arsanen. As the home plate umpire was checking on Harris, making sure he was okay. One and 2 now. And another foul. Nobody on, 1 out. As Florig, moments ago, struck out his first batter of the day. 1 and 2 now. And he got him. Back-to-back strikeouts for Florig. As now we have Joshua Tuttle. As we're at the bottom of the lineup now for the Spartans. And Tuttle takes strike one from Florig. Oh and 1. And Tuttle now has a base hit. As Tuttle gets a 2-out single. And now up to bat is the other Tuttle. As we're now back at the top of the lineup for the Spartans. As Caleb Tuttle will try to pick up Joshua Tuttle from first. First pitch to Tuttle is a called strike on the outside corner. As Tuttle singled in the first inning. And there's a fly ball to left field. And that's going to be dropped by Whitehead. He looks like he had the ball, but went out of his glove. Is now Lucas Powell, who reached on base in the first inning, but only advanced to second. Yes, Powell reached on first, but did not count as a hit as Caleb Tuttle was thrown out at second. So that means Powell reached on a fielder's choice. Oh and 2 on Powell. Powell, it's a ground ball. And that's a base hit. As the Spartans will score 2 runs. And down to second goes Powell. As he will get 2 RBIs. As we now have a tie ball game in the top of the second. As that ball went right under the glove of Jake Sakanis. As that is the 4th hit of Game 2 for the Spartans. Only 1 hit from Adrian College. As Tefelsky, who singled in the first inning, will take ball 2 from Florig. Florig has struck out 2. Two and 0 now on Tefelsky. And that is ball 3. Top of the second as Powell leads from second with 2 outs. The 3-0. As looks like Tefelsky thought that was ball 4. But the home plate umpire calls it strike 1. 3-1 on Tefelsky. There's a swing and a high pop fly. As Sakanis has room but drops the ball. As the Bulldogs seem to be struggling a little with defense here in the second. But that will be a full count now on Tefelsky. A runner in second for the Spartans. 3-2. Got him swinging. As Florig gets his 3rd strikeout. But the Spartans tie it up. As they get 2 more hits for both of their runs. As we go to the bottom of the second inning. As it is tied 2-2. Don't go we on?
Yes, sorry.
All right, thank you, Gino. And we are back as we're at the bottom of the second inning as the Spartans tied it up on a 2-run single by Luke Powell. But he also reached second on an error, I believe. As now, coming up to the plate now for the Bulldogs is the catcher, Damon Harris. Damon Harris will take his first at bat in game 2. First pitch from Branch is in there for a called strike. That is ball 1 on Harris. Two and one on Harris. Branch has struck out 3. Floric has also struck out 3. Look out now. So that's a foul that hits the net. Two and two, and another foul. Good at bat so far for Damon Harris. Two and two on Harris. Another tap foul. Bottom of the second inning. Nobody on, nobody out. Breaking ball, got him. Strike 3. And another strikeout for Branch. Already his 4th. Is now Jake Sakanis. Takes his first at bat, takes a called strike from Branch. Here's the 1-0. Strike 2. Oh and 2. Struck him out on 3 pitches, 2 out. That is strikeout number 5. So we are back at the top of the lineup. It's Brock Hudick, who was walked, but stole a base and scored on an RBI single from Luke Pope. As we are back at the top of the lineup for the Bulldogs. 0-1. Slow breaking ball. Strike 2. Oh and 2. Ball 1. It's Charles Branch a pitch away from striking out the side. And he misses low and outside. 2 and 2 on Brock Hudick. Here's the 2-2 pitch. In there for strike 3. As Branch strikes out the side again. As we now go to the top of the third inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. As that is a 1-2-3 inning for the Spartans. As we go to the third inning. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Ready.
3, 2, 1, and we're back.
And we are back here at Nicolay Field as we get ready to start the top half of the third inning. As this game so far is a 2-2 tie. As coming up to bat for the Spartans now is Evan Berger, who was walked in the first inning. As Berger takes ball 1. 1-0 from Jack Florig. As Berger swings and misses, and the count is even at 1-1. One and one from Florig. 2 balls and a strike on Berger. Kane on deck, nobody out. Look out! As that's not the first time that's happened.
That's good.
As the ball came right at me. But thankfully we have our net. As Berger requests timeout, and the home plate umpire grants it. 2-2 on Berger. As Florig thought that was strike 3. 3-2 now on Berger. That is foul tipped into the glove for strike 3. That is strikeout number 4 for Jack Florig. That's a good way for him to start the third inning. As Kane swings and misses. Oh and 1. Check swing. Strike 2. Oh and 2 on Kane. And Kane strikes out on 3 pitches. And another strikeout for Florig, his 5th. Seven outs, 5 of them have been strikeouts from Florig. As the first pitch to Timothy Cooney is in there for strike 1. And that is right back to the mound. Florig has to hurry, and he got him for the out. That was a good throw from Florig. As we go to the bottom of the third inning, as that is a 1-2-3 inning from Florig. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. As the Bulldogs will be coming up to bat pretty shortly. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back. As we're now at the bottom of the third inning, As Jesse Liva, who walked in the first inning, will lead things off for the Bulldogs. As Charles Branch has only given up 2 runs on 4, or excuse me, Charles Branch has only given up 1 hit and 2 runs. As that is ball 1 on Liva. That is strike 1. Liva walked in the first inning and scored on a 2 RBI single from Luke Pope. Two and one on Liva. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Count is even at 2-2. Branch, back in game 1, played third base. As now he is on the mound for game 2. 2-2. As that is a little bit low. 3-2 now on Liva. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Look out. That's a foul ball. Hits the Spartan dugout.
There was one that went through earlier. I thought he went over at it, but it rolled back on the.
Full count on Liva. Ground ball. Good pickup from Tuttle. Excuse me, no, that was John Diamond who made the throw. But that's not in time, as Liva will be safe, as he'll have an infield single. As Jack Whitehead, who also walked, but reached third on that 2-run single by Pope. Breaking ball in there for strike 2. Liva leads from first, 0-2. That's in there for strike 3 as Whitehead goes down looking. Is now Connor Davies, who struck out in the first inning with the bases loaded. Takes a ball outside. 1 out here in the bottom of the third. 2 runs and 4 hits for the Spartans. 2 runs and 2 hits. And an error for the Bulldogs. Levi takes the lead from first. As that's in there for a called strike 1 on Davies, the position player of the week. And another slow breaking ball from Branch. 3 balls and a strike on Connor Davies. Davies is 0 for 1. Again, struck out in the first with the bases loaded. And Davies has struck out 5. As that's in there for strike 2. Levi at first. 3-2, and Davies swings and misses and strikes out for the second time today. Here in game 2. Elijah Holst, who also struck out in the first, will try to pick up Liva from first as he takes a called strike. As Branch has now struck out 6. Swing and a high pop fly. As that will be caught by Joshua Tuttle. And the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. As we now go to the 4th inning. So far, it is a 2-2 tie here at Nicolay Field. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. This is the home of Adrian. Ready. As here we go at the top of the 4th inning as Jack Florig, the club baseball pitcher of the week, will get back to work. So he has 5 strikeouts so far today. It's the first pitch to John Diamond, the 3rd baseman for the Spartans. Swing and a high pop fly. Florig thinks he's got it, and he does. One pitch, 1 out to start the 4th. As Arsanen, the DH, who struck out in the 2nd, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. As the Spartans will have a runner at first with 1 out. As we are now at the bottom of the lineup for the Spartans. So we have Joshua Tuttle, who shows bunt. Florig is going to let it roll. And Tuttle has his 2nd hit of the day. With a bunt single, down to 2nd goes Arsanen. And now it's Caleb Tuttle. As we are now back at the top of the lineup for the Spartans. 2 on, 1 out. That is just a little bit outside for ball 1. 1-0 on Caleb Tuttle. And that's low for ball 2. Two 2-0 on Tuttle. Runners at first and second, only 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. 2-0 from Florig. That is lined up the middle into center field, a base hit. As Arnason is running third, the throw, and it is not in time. As the Spartans will take the lead 3-2. And we're going to take a look at this one again. That is well hit and good base running from the Spartans. As they take their first lead of the game on an RBI single from Caleb Tuttle. as that's a called strike on Lucas Powell, who had a 2 RBI single back in the second. As he'll take strike 2. 2 on, still only 1 out, 0-2. They're swinging a high pop fly in foul territory, and Davies makes the catch for out number 2. As Tefelsky, who has singled and struck out today here in Game 2. Remember, this is Game 2 of this doubleheader series. As Florig checks Tuttle at second. As ironically now both Tuttles are now on base. First pitch to Tefelsky is in there for strike 1 from Florig. Oh and 1 from Florig. Strike 2 on Tefelsky. Oh and 2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out for the 3rd out of the inning. But the Spartans take the lead 3-2 on an RBI single from Caleb Tuttle. As the Spartans have the lead 3-2 as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Stay tuned here on ACT. And we're back now as we're at the bottom of the 4th inning. As the Spartans took the lead in the top of the 4th inning on an RBI single from Tuttle. Caleb Tuttle, to be a little more specific. As coming up to bat for the Bulldogs will be Luke Pope, the DH, who had a 2 RBI single with the bases loaded back in the 1st inning. As Charles Branch will get back to work. Here we go, bottom of the 4th. First pitch to Pope is a called strike. Pope again had a 2 RBI single in the 1st. But so far, only 2 hits have come from Adrian College. As they're going to check on the baseball, but looks like they're going to get a new one. Just the start of things here in the bottom of the 4th. 1-1 on Pope. The pitch from Branch. High and outside, 2-1. Two and one on Pope. Is that strike 2 from Branch? Branch has struck out 6 today, 2-2. Swing and a foul. A good at-bat so far for Pope, as Amatry will wait his turn on deck. 2-2 on Pope. That is inside at the knees for a full count. Three and two on Pope. And he lost him, ball 4. As Pope will walk, as the Bulldogs will have a base runner to start the bottom of the 4th. As Stefan Amatry struck out in the first as he hits a high pop fly. And waiting for it is Berger, and he fights the wind a little bit, but still makes the catch for the first out of the inning. As Amatry pops out, as he is now 0 for 2. So here's Damon Harris. Harris takes ball 1 outside. 1 out as Pope leads from first. 3-2 Spartans. So 3 runs and 7 hits for the Spartans, 2 runs and only 2 hits for the Bulldogs. Three and 0. Three and 0 now on Harris. That's in there for a called strike. That is now 3 and 1 on Damon Harris. Pope leads from first. The 3-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. As Branch catching up with the count. As it's all filled up now on 3 and 2. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 call. As Harris strikes out looking for out number 2. Is now Jake Sakanis, the third baseman. Takes only his second at bat here in game 2. Takes a called strike. Ball 1 on Sakanis. If Sakanis shall reach, Hudick is on deck. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a high pop fly. Will it stay in play? As Diamond appears to have room as he makes the catch for out number 3. As we now go to the 5th inning. No runs, no hits. 1 left on a walk. As we now go to the top of the 5th inning. 3-2 Spartans here at Nicolay Field. This is the home of Adrian. We are back as now we go to the top half of the 5th inning. As the breeze continues to blow here at Nicolay Field, as I'm trying my best to hold on to my notes here. Is now Jack Florig making some practice throws. Damon Harris makes a practice throw to second. As Evan Berger has walked, and he also struck out. First pitch from Florig. And that's a called strike on the outside corner. 0-1 on Evan Berger. Here's the pitch. That's a slow breaking ball. And the count is even at 1-1. One and one on Berger. That's foul tipped into the glove for strike 2. A ball and 2 strikes on Berger. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Florig. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. He foul tipped it into the glove. That's strikeout number 7 for Florig. It's now Nathan Kane, the center fielder, will take his 3rd at-bat here in Game 2 of this doubleheader series. First pitch to him is on the outside corner for strike 1. As Timothy Cooney is on deck. Breaking ball way outside. One and one on Kane. Whoa! And another foul hits the net right in front of me. As Kane swings, it's a fly ball to left field. Going back is Whitehead, and he makes the catch. As Whitehead makes a good catch on that one for out number 2. As so far, that has been the farthest hit ball from either team here in Game 2. As here's Timothy Cooney. As he'll bat with nobody on and 2 outs. In there for strike 1. One and one. As Cooney swings and misses. Strike 2. One and two on Cooney. As he strikes out for the 2nd time today, as that's 2 strikeouts in the inning for Florig. He has 8 so far here in Game 2. As that is a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. As we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, Spartans 3, Bulldogs 2, here at Nicolay Field. As here we go, as now we're at the bottom of the 5th inning. As we are now back at the top of the lineup for the Bulldogs. Is Brock Hudick. Hudick has walked, stolen a base, but struck out, shows bunt. That is ball 1 from Branch. As this game so far has been quite a pitcher's battle. Back in game 1, there were a lot of runs scored. But it has only been 3-2 so far here in game 2. As Hudick, as we can hear some of his teammates cheering him on, as Hudick, it's a ground. It's like he fouled it off his leg. One and two. As Hudick strikes out looking to start the bottom of the 5th. Second time he's gone out on strikes. As you could see him slam his bat a little bit in frustration. But his teammates are letting him know that everything's okay. It's now Jesse Liva takes a ball. 1-1. One out here in the bottom of the 5th. Here's a 2-1 pitch to Liva. In there for strike 2. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Ground ball to second. Tuttle's got it. 2 down here at the bottom of the 5th. Jack Whitehead, who made a good catch in the top of the 5th, will bat third here in the bottom of the 5th. And if Whitehead shall reach, Davies is on deck. Whitehead has walked and struck out. Takes a breaking ball inside for ball 1. Two 2-0 on Whitehead. Nobody on for the Bulldogs. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. 2-0 from Branch. Zaz outside 3-0. Here's a 3-0. And he lost him. Ball 4. Second time Whitehead has reached first base on a walk. And that'll bring up Connor Davies, who is 0 for 2 today here in Game 2. He has struck out twice. First pitch to Davies. That is strike 1. 2 outs as Whitehead leads from first. 0-1 on Davies. Breaking ball just misses. As the count is now 1-1. As Holst is on deck. If Davies shall reach, the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a foul and not a play. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Davies choppers it toward the third base line. Long throw. And that is dropped by Berger. And the Bulldogs catch a break. They will have runners at first and second with 2 outs. With Whitehead will represent the tying run, and Davies will represent the go-ahead run at first. As Elijah Host will try to pick up Whitehead from second. We'll try to get him to score the tying run as he takes strike 1 from Branch. Oh and 1 on Holst. As he swings, hits a fly ball to left. And that is going to be caught to end the inning. Bulldogs threaten but do not score as we go the 6th inning. The Spartans still have a 3-2 lead. And don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
Still online, yeah, the bouncer. He had a nasty one, he caught it outside, beamed it back to first, and tagged him out. Maybe. Alright, for us, we are back.
And we are back as now we're at the top of the 6th inning as Jack Florig is going to get back to work. Florig has struck out 7, but has given up 3 runs and 7 hits. As the first pitch is swung on and hit into right center, and Brock Hudick will make the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out. Here in the 6th, as Arsanen will now come up to bat. First pitch to Will Arsanen is a called strike. 0-1 from Florig as he hits a fly ball to foul territory. As that is caught by Connor Davies for out number 2. As that is 2 quick outs to start the 6th. As Josh Tuttle, who has singled, as Tuttle takes strike 1 from Florig. 2 outs, top of the 6th, nobody on. As Caleb Tuttle's on deck. And it looks like Tuttle tried to request timeout. Yeah, it looks like Tuttle tried to request timeout. But the pitch was already coming. But the umpire still called it a strike 2. Here's the 0-2 to Tuttle. That is low and outside, ball 1. One and 2 from Florig. Tuttle, it's a grounder to short. Liva will throw him out at first. As that's another 1-2-3 inning for Jack Florig as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. As it is still a 3-2 lead for the Spartans. Here we are in the bottom of the 6th inning. Spartans still have a 3-2 lead. As to do a little quick game recap, in the bottom of the 1st inning, the Bulldogs took a 2-0 lead on a 2-run single by the man who will be batting, Luke Pope. But then the Spartans would tie it up on a 2-run single from Lucas Powell. And then they would take the lead on RBI single from Caleb Tuttle. And no scoring has happened since. As Pope swings and foul tips into the glove for strike 1. As Pope has hit a 2-run single, and he gets his 2nd hit of the day. That's a fair ball down the 3rd base line. As Pope will stay at first. Second hit of the day for Pope. And it looks like they're going to get a pinch runner. As Pope is going to come to the dugout. As Ty Perrin will pinch run for Pope. Here in the bottom of the 6th. And Amatry takes strike 1, excuse me. Here's the pitch. That's outside for ball 1. As Ty Perrin represents the tying run at first. As he just came to this game to pinch run for Pope. 1-1. Amatry check swing. Did he go? He did not. As the count is now 2-1 on Stefan Amatry. Perrin leads from first, showing bunt. Well, that's a called strike. That is strike 2 on Amatry. as the home plate umpire confirms the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Stepanometry. Perrin leads from first. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Perrin's going. Here comes the throw. He is safe. As the tying run, Perrin steals second. He is now in scoring position. As the count is now full, 3-2 on Ometry. As Tofelski's throw is not in time. 3-2. That is ball 4 on Ometry, who will represent the go-ahead run. And for those of you who are just joining, I am Forrest Fernier on play-by-play. Gino Capacchione is director. As it is still 3-2 in favor of the Spartans, and it looks like we're going to get a new pitcher for the Spartans.
Same number, different player.
Okay. No outs so far here in the bottom of the 6th. Bulldogs have runners at first and second as Luke Pope singled. But Ty Perrin was brought in to pinch run for him as he stole second. And Stefan Ometry walked. And we're going to get a pinch hitter for Adrian College. It's going to be Remington Gielniak, who is also going to be substituting as catcher for Damon Harris. As Gielniak will pinch hit with nobody out and 2 on in the bottom of the 6th. As we have a new pitcher for the Spartans. As Gielniak takes ball 1. And that's ball 2 from two and 0 on Gielniak. Here's the pitch. That's in there on the outside corner for a called strike from Hurdle. That's in there for a called strike. 2-2 on Gielniak. Ty Perrin is the tying run at second base. 2-2. That is ball 3 from Hurdle. Count is now full at 3-2. Here's the pitch from Hurdle. Ground ball to second. Tuttle will get the out at second. And they'll get the out at first for the double play. But going to third is Perrin. Is now Jake Sakanis. Will now bat as we're at the bottom of the lineup for the Bulldogs. Hurdle has a quick conversation with Tefelsky. The Bulldogs can still tie it up with one swing of the bat. First pitch to Sakanis. That's low and outside. A good block from Tefelsky. Prevents Perrin from trying to score. If Sakanis shall reach, Hudick is on deck. 1-0. Tapped foul. One ball, one strike on Jake Sakanis. Here's the pitch from Hurdle. That's in there for a called strike 2. One and two. And another foul. Good at bat so far for Sakanis. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That's outside. Another good block from Tefelsky. Three-two Spartans here on a cold day here in Adrian. That is right back to the mound as Hurdle takes care of things here in the bottom of the sixth as we go to the top of the seventh inning. Still a 3-2 lead for the Spartans. Don't go Here we are at the top of the seventh inning. As Jack Florig is still on the mound for the Bulldogs. He has pitched a quality game despite giving up 3 runs and 7 hits. First pitch to Tuttle is a called strike. The 0-1. That's foul down the third base line. As Sakanis makes sure to give the ball back to Florig. 0-2 on Tuttle. Fouled away. Now, it looks like the sun is trying to shine again through the clouds. 0-2. A ball high. 1-2 on Caleb Tuttle. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Another foul out of play. Spartans still have a 3-2 lead. As if they win today, they will sweep the double-header series here at Adrian College as Tuttle strikes out looking to start the 7th. As that is strikeout number 9 for Jack Florig. 1 out here in the 7th. Lucas Powell, who has had a 2-run single, will swing and hit a high pop fly as Connor Davies makes the catch. Now Aiden Tefelsky, who has struck out twice today, will swing and hit it foul out of play. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Florig. That is high, ball 1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Foul. Will it stay in play? It will not. A ball and 2 strikes on Tefelsky. Florig trying to finish it out strong. The 1-2 pitch. Slow breaking ball. Misses low and outside. And the count is 2-2. 2 outs, nobody on. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Full count. Nobody on for the Spartans. Again, the 3-2 pitch. Called strike 3 to end the inning. 10 strikeouts for Jack Florig. What a performance today from the club baseball pitcher of the week. As we now go to the bottom of the 7th inning. And we'll be right back. Who's going to win? Here we are at the bottom of the 7th inning. As we are now back at the top of the lineup, Brock Hudick, who has walked, stolen a base, but he has also struck out twice. As Hurdle will now get back to work on the mound for the Spartans. As Hudick now taking some practice swings. As Brock Hudick is taking another practice swing. Now stepping in the batter's box. Bulldogs are going to try to make a comeback here in the 7th. First pitch from Hurdle. That is low and outside. Ball 1 on Hudick. Liva is on deck. One and 0 on Brock Hudick. Showing bunt, and it's going to go foul out of play. 1 and 1 on Hudick. Hudick again has walked, struck out twice, but he also stole a base in the first inning and scored. Bouncer in the dirt. That is ball 2. 2 and 1 on Hudick. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That is low. 3 balls and a strike. Now the 3-1. Ball 4. Second time Hudick has walked today. And that'll bring up Jesse Liva. Liva also has walked, grounded out, and struck out. As Hudick now represents the tying run at first. Ball 1 on Liva. Jack Whitehead is on deck. One and 0. That's low and inside for ball 2. Two and 0. That's back up the middle. There's one. And a double play. Turned by Josh Tuttle. And just like that, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Here's Jack Whitehead. I believe he is now the last chance for the Bulldogs because due to doubleheader rules, you can only play 7 innings a game. 0-1 on Whitehead. Way outside, and it hits the backstop. A ball and a strike on Whitehead. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That is high for ball 2. If Whitehead shall reach, Davies is on deck. Here's the 2-1. Checked it. Did he go? He did not. 3-1 on Whitehead. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Swung on and foul. Bulldogs are now down to their last strike. Again, here's the 3-2. And he hits a fly ball to center. This should do it, as that is caught by Nathan Kane. And that's going to do it for this doubleheader series as the Spartans sweep the Bulldogs. And what brilliant pitching today from Charles Branch and then Hurdle as both teams meet each other at the plate. As your final scorings for the day, Spartans had 3 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error. The Bulldogs with 2 runs and only 3 hits and 1 error. And as your final score is now 3-2 Spartans. From Gino Capacchione as your director, I am Forrest Frenier on play-by-play, wishing you a happy Palm Sunday here from the campus of Adrian College. And as always, go in love,